They laughed first, not because you failed, but because you didn't speak. In a world where the loudest voice wins the room, you chose silence, and that silence made people uncomfortable. They mistook your quiet for weakness, your patience for fear, your focus for confusion. They didn't see the war happening inside you because you never explained it. You never defended yourself. You just kept your head down and your hands moving. This is where most people fail, because most people can't survive being misunderstood. You wake up early, not to post about it, not to announce it. You wake up early because something inside you refuses to stay average. While others are busy explaining their plans, you're already tired because you've been working before the sun learned how to rise. But nobody claps for that. At work, at school, in family gatherings, you're there, present, silent. People talk over you. They assume you have nothing important to say, and sometimes they say it out loud. So what do you even do? You're too quiet. You should speak up if you want to go somewhere. They don't know you go home and build. They don't know your hands are learning skills your mouth doesn't brag about. They don't know every scar on your palm is a lesson you paid for with time, sweat, and loneliness. You learned early that talking is cheap. Everyone talks about hustle. Everyone talks about dreams. Everyone talks about becoming something. Very few are willing to disappear long enough to actually become it. So you disappeared. Not from life, from noise. While they were busy arguing online, you were practicing. While they were busy proving they were right, you were becoming better. While they were busy announcing progress, you were quietly stacking results. And that silence, it cost you. You lost friends because you changed. You lost invitations because you were always busy. You lost validation because you stopped asking for permission. There were nights you questioned yourself, nights where the silence screamed louder than any insult, nights where you wondered if maybe they were right. Maybe you should talk more. Maybe you should explain yourself. Maybe you should show people what you're doing so they stop doubting you. But deep down, you knew something they didn't. Words create expectations. Hands create outcomes. You had watched people talk themselves into exhaustion. Big promises, bigger egos, zero results. You watched them burn energy explaining who they were going to become and then never become it. You decided your story wouldn't be told with sentences. It would be told with results. So you kept going, even when nobody believed in you, especially when nobody believed in you. Because that's where the real work happens, in the dark, in the quiet, in the moments where quitting would make sense, but continuing feels personal. Your hands shook sometimes, from fear, from fatigue, from carrying a future nobody else could see, but they kept moving. You failed quietly too. No audience, no sympathy, no dramatic speeches. Just you, cleaning up your own mess and starting again. That's another reason most people fail. They want their failure to be seen. They want comfort. They want applause even when they fall. You wanted progress. So you learned. You adapted. You refined. You sharpened your craft while the world was distracted by shortcuts. And slowly, something changed. Not around you, inside you. You stopped needing approval, stopped craving recognition, stopped explaining your vision to people who couldn't see past today. Your confidence didn't come from compliments, it came from consistency. From knowing that even if the world went silent tomorrow, your hands would still know what to do. That's power. But here's the part nobody warns you about. When your hands finally start speaking, the room gets very quiet. The same people who ignored you start watching you. The same people who doubted you start asking questions. The same people who laughed start listening carefully. And suddenly, everyone wants to know your secret. They think success happened overnight. They think you got lucky. They think you changed. No, you didn't change. You were just silent while becoming. And this is where the final test comes. When success arrives, it tries to make you loud. It tries to pull you back into noise, into ego, into proving yourself. But you remember why you started. You remember that silence built you, focus sharpened you, discipline saved you. So you don't talk. You let your work answer. You let your results explain. You let your hands speak first. Because the truth is simple, and it's uncomfortable. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they can't stay quiet enough to master it. They confuse attention with progress, noise with movement, validation with growth.
You chose a harder path. You chose to be underestimated. You chose to be unseen. You chose to be silent. And that choice, it separated you. So if you're silent right now, if people don't get you, if your progress feels invisible, good. That's the sound of you building something real. Keep your mouth calm. Keep your hands busy. Let the world talk. When it's time, they won't hear you coming. They'll see what you've built.